We are live.
Good evening, dear students and dear parents. Um, in fact, I got your messages about the anxiety and happiness and confusion about the reopening of the school. So I thought it right that I should address you, and maybe I can handle your queries as well. So before we come to the actual portion where I'll tell you about what we are doing and things like those, what are the safety measures, precautions, etc., etc., I think I would like to tell that during this COVID-19 time, when we are reopening the school, when children are going to come physically inside the school building, we all must understand and we all must tell our children very seriously that self-discipline in terms of hygiene, mask wearing, and physical distancing are the basic rules for winning over COVID-19. So children must very seriously follow these rules. Can I have everyone mute, please? So, self-discipline in terms of hygiene, mask wearing, and physical distancing are the basic rules for winning over COVID-19. And students must learn to look after themselves. They have to look after themselves and they must learn and look after themselves very, very, very seriously. And if they are able to do this, I'm sure COVID is not able to touch them. COVID will not be able to touch them. Okay, now coming to the next point, uh, some of the queries which I gathered from you, I'll give the answers for those. Students need not come to school on the days when their practicals are not scheduled. The timetable has already been given to you, and you know what time, which day, which date your child is supposed to come for his or her practicals. Please send your child only for that. And it's better that you send your child 15 minutes before the scheduled time. For example, a group of children who's coming is supposed to be in school at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning should reach school by 7:45, because checking in and all those formalities will take some time. I want to start the practical by 8 a.m. sharp. So children should be in their lab by that time after all their thermal screening and other things. Parents, I request you to make your own arrangements to pick up or and drop your children. If you want, your children may come on their own and go back on their own. We are not going to check on any letter that please allow my child to go on his own or whatever. It is entirely your own responsibility and that the child comes to school how and goes back how. So children are free to come to school on their own by any mode of transport or sharing or whatever as you desire to. I would only request that in case your child does not have a driving license, don't send your child on a car or a bike driving when he is driving it himself. Please don't do that. Students will not be allowed to leave early unless a written request has already been sent by parents. In case you want your child to leave early on a particular day, ensure that you send a letter to school and do talk to your to the class teacher also, telling that your child wants to leave early or has to leave early on a particular day. Um, Next thing is that the entry will be from gate number 2. All children will come enter the school from gate number 2. And another thing before I forget, that's very important. Children will not be allowed to share anything. be it be water, food, pen, pencil, paper, notebook, book, anything. Please, or even mobile phones. Please tell your children that they should not be sharing anything with anybody because all these things may carry any virus. Okay, now coming to the entry part again, entry will be from gate number 2 and only students will be allowed inside. Physical distancing and mask wearing will be mandatory. Students to show their last academic session's school's identity card or their Aadhaar card. They have to only show, they don't have to hand it over to anybody, they have to only show. Thermal screening and sanitization of hands and bag will be done at the gate. Don't give very big bags or more than one bag, just one bag in which they may keep their water bottle or tiffin if they want to eat or things like that. Students to carry their own mobile phones with Arogya Setu app installed. At the gate, they will have to show the at the gate, they will have to show the green signal on the at the Arogya Setu app. Now, when children come inside the building, sanitizers will be available at all places. Students may bring their own sanitizers also if they wish to. They must sanitize their hands after every half an hour. What happens sometimes we are busy in our work and we forget that we need to sanitize our hands. But then somebody must remind that it's half an hour, sanitize your hands. And they must keep on doing this frequently. We have tried to call the students to school on the minimum possible days, number of days. You must have noticed that each child is coming, class 10 children are coming not more than twice, and class 12 children with science stream are coming, yes, 2 days in a week because they have a lot of practicals to be done in all their subjects. Now, students will not be allowed to roam around in the beginning or go and congregate in the common areas or in the toilets. They should not do this on their own. And students have been called in the batch in very small batches of 12 or the 18, 12 to 18 number of students. Our laboratories are huge, but still we have tried calling very small number of children at one time. In case need be, students may bring their own eatables and water. The RO water in school is there, but I would suggest that they should rather carry their small water bottle, which is sufficient for them to be consumed in 3-4 hours time. That's it. They don't need to carry huge water bottles. And similarly, in case they feel that they will need to eat something, they should carry their own eatables. The canteen is not operational. The toilets will be cleaned and sanitized regularly. Students must wear fresh and appropriate masks at all times. In case you want your child to wear the PPE kit and the face shield, please do so. Go ahead. And you may put all those things on your child if you wish to. The nurse and the counselor will be available in school for any emergency or any requirement. And the physical distancing will be enforced, of course. We have also made a quarantine room in a separate building altogether, that in case we wish to make a child stay in the room for some time, that room is in a separate building and the child may sit there for some time. In case of any medical emergency, parents will be informed and the child will be taken to hospital. The expenditure will have to be borne by the parents, expenditure of the hospital. The entry of guests, parents, or any other kind of visitors will be restricted, and those people will be allowed only when it is absolutely unavoidable and it cannot be denied. The building, rooms, lab will be adequately sanitized before and after each use. From 11:30 to 12:30, we have an hour in between when the labs and the staircases and everything will be sanitized. Children, you should not be touching the railings of the staircases or the doors or anything. The knobs of the toilet we are sanitizing regularly, and but you don't touch anything unnecessarily. There'll be sanitizers outside. Please frequently use those. Uh, then when the fresh batch in a lab or in a room will be allowed only after it has been sanitized adequately. So don't worry for that. We are taking due care. We have put up posters on COVID appropriate behavior. So please go through them, though you know them all. And I'm sure you will not disappoint us. But then they are there for you to just kind of go through. When you are leaving the school building at gate number 1, you will be leaving from gate number 1, and at that gate, a yellow dustbin has been kept. Now, in case you want to throw your masks or gloves, please throw only into that dustbin. Don't throw the waste into any other dustbin or at any other place. Let's all be responsible because it is important that we don't spread the virus. And we have to act in a very, very, very responsible manner. Now, when I come to the general instructions, students, you may come in school uniform, that is the best thing. But in case your uniform is not in a wearable state, please come to school neatly and adequately dressed. Jeans and jackets and or pullovers or whatever, but don't wear shawls and things which are flying around. Just dress up very appropriately. It is important. Tie your hair at the back, girls. It is important. Don't leave your hair open. It should be tied, and wear a cap. That is the best thing. These are winters, so we are very comfortable with our caps. You may wear them, but don't wear clothes which are loose and kind of flowing around, or your hair all around. So you have to look after yourselves. Then, in case you are living in a containment zone, or you are unwell or having any COVID related symptoms, please don't come to school. And we are taking all possible measures to ensure safety. Parents, your role is very significant in this task. And we request you to guide your children not to indulge into any inappropriate behavior. They should not be hugging each other, meeting them after so many times, months. There's a very natural excitement, but then we have to control ourselves and stay away. I mean, it's a great feeling that at least we will be able to see each other from a distance. So let's be happy with that. It's a blessing of God that we are able to see each other physically with some distance. So let's not stretch too much, and let's stay away, keep 6 feet of distance. So parents, please guide your children accordingly, that they should not indulge into any behavior that we need to scold them or we are upset because of that. And for class 10 parents, these exams, I'm sorry, these practicals will have their weightage in the internal assessments for science. And then there are 3 exams that we will be conducting. The highest marks in 2 exams for each subject will be considered for internal assessment, and also, if need be, for the stream allocation for class 11th. That is in case we are starting the session before the CBSE declares its result, then these marks will help us decide upon the stream. We don't know when are we going to start the new session, when is the CBSE going to declare the results. But then as a backup, we will keep these marks, and these will be used to allot streams in case the session begins before the class 10th result is declared. And for class 12th, the date sheet for the pre-board exams is being made keeping JEE in mind. So maybe some exams like physics, chemistry, maths, one or two or three, whatever we are working upon it, will be kept after 18th March, so that children get around 10-12 days to study for the JEE. And but then soon we will be publishing the date sheet itself. Now, I have made a small video which was just made in hurry today, and it will give you some idea on this kind of safety measures we have taken, and how will the school, how will the children be able to enter the school, etc., etc. So, Deepika ma'am, may I request you to show that presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Start.
Children will come and wait at the designated places, and once the one in front of them is empty, they will walk up to that place. Now here they will show their mobile phones to the guard with Arogya Setu installed and active at it. After that, they will show their iCard. If the school iCard is not there, they should be carrying their Aadhaar card to identify the name of the child. The guard would be having a file with the names of the children written on it. So the guard will tell the name of the child to the person, and the attendance would be taken, and
95.3.
so thermal scanning would be done. Now once this child moves ahead, the next child will come. Then hand would be sanitized without touching anything, and after that the child would move there, keep his bag and sanitize the bag. Please sanitize the bag. So this is how the bag is being sanitized. We walk in and ensure physical distancing as is evident between me and the Vice Principal ma'am at the moment. We walk down. Now both of us are walking at a distance. We enter the building. And ensuring physical distance. Children should ensure physical distancing on their own. They are big children, they must understand that it is their responsibility, but there would be guards in between to remind them in case they forget. The chemistry children would go on that side to the chemistry lab, and the children who have to take the physics practical would take the staircase and go straight to the physics lab. Now, as we move to
Ma'am, the video is finished.
What happened?
Ma'am, it's over. It was
Okay. So I take over back from here. Children move after their practicals. Students will move back home from gate number 1, and they've entered from gate number 2, and they will go out from gate number 1. And at the gate number 1, there'll be a yellow dustbin. They can throw their used masks, etc., in that if they wish to. Now, there are a few questions which I am seeing. What are the school timings? Ashya Mir, The school timings have already, there are no school timings as such. There are session timings. So those timings have already been communicated to you in the timetable. And the first group comes at 8. I mean, begins its work at 8 and finishes at 11:30. And so you come 15 minutes before. So practically you come at 7:45 and your session begins at 8 and it goes on till 11:30. And you can eat your tiffin and drink water inside the lab only. And 11:30 you go. And then the second session begins at 12:30 and it gets over at 4. 3 exams of each subject or just science subjects? Uh, 3 exams of each subject. Which class is this? I don't know. But then I'll just give answer to my understanding. In case you are in class 12, the practicals for each subject will be held for 3.5 hours. So for class 12, there are 4 cycles. So physics practical will be conducted in that small group for 3.5 hours, and similarly chemistry and biology. Teachers are trying to wrap up all practicals within 4 days. Now physics, for example, will do 2 practicals on each day. So the teacher has already given a demo and talked about the practical, etc. But teacher will give a quick demo once again, and children will do these practicals on their own. Now coming to class 10, when you come to do your practicals, you will be doing your physics practical, and after that one group goes for biology practical, because physics practical is taking more time and biology practical is for a very short time. So on one day you will do physics biology or chemistry biology, and it's the same group which is going from one lab to the other. Children are not interacting with outsiders, I mean the children who are not in their group. So this is how we have planned. So class 10 children will do their physics practical and biology practical on one day, or chemistry practical and biology practical on another day. Now, those who have done chemistry and biology on one day, they will be doing physics on the next day. I think I've answered your question. And what is the alternative for students if they do not appear for practicals of 10th? Ma'am, I have no idea what is the alternative. These are the guidelines we are following from CBSE. And but yes, the marks have to be given, and I don't know what will CBSE or DOE, what guidelines will they give for that case. So I am in no position to answer your question. But yes, the theory exams will happen offline in school, in the other school, not at BVN, but like in the other center, they'll have to go. And the practical exams for class 12th will happen in school only. The practical board exams will happen in school like all other years. And the external examiner would come to school and take the exam like every other year. So for 12th class, it is important that they do practicals because they will have to do it physically even in their board exams. Achal Thakur Kiran, allocation of 11th standard stream, not clear, 3 exams only. No, ma'am, exams will be held for all subjects. English 3 exams, two are mentioned in the document as I think internal assessment 1, internal assessment 2, and the third is a pre-board. So they are all 3 exams of 80 marks and 3 hours, and the best of the 3 will be taken for internal assessments, each subject. Sia Bhatia, if the parents have written no in the consent form, so is it mandatory to come to school for practicals? Ma'am, it is not mandatory because that's why we have taken the consent. But then, yes, the final exams will happen necessarily in school with instruments and with proper readings and everything. So these are all preparations for those for class 12th, and even for class 10th, marks have to go for as subject enrichment. Ram Gopal Chawla, class 10 has been given only 1 day to prepare for point 1, point 2, which are, no. The date sheet will come, and it's going to be, the exam will happen on 6 days. There are 6 subjects. Children have 5 subjects only, but in all there are 6 subjects for class 10, and English will be on 1 day, Hindi will be on another day, like this. For all the 3 exams. We have given our consent as no. Can we change it to yes? Please speak with your class teacher. And because, we have made arrangements for this, and I'm sure we will allow you. But then please tell this to your class teacher so that the message is communicated at all places. Ms. Anuradha Arora, ma'am, what have you decided for children in containment zone? Right, ma'am. Now, what is happening is, or children who have COVID symptoms and are not able to come to school. Ma'am, we will have to wait for guidelines, and accordingly, we will have to go ahead, because there's not much time. I mean, for class 10th, if we have to take 3 exams, we hardly have any time for those. And for class 12, we have to give practical practice and project practice, or whatever you call. Then we have to take pre-boards, and then external practice, the real board practical exams will also happen. That also takes around 10-12 days. And so there's not much time, but I'm sure some guidelines would come. Delhi government school has suggested pre-boards of class 12. Ma'am, we are, that's their decision, but we are conducting them, because if we conduct them from 1st April, so we will continue conducting exams till say 20th of April, and then exams begin straight away after that. So children will not get time to get their doubts cleared. Teachers will not get time to work upon individual child for the areas where they children lack knowledge, or they need to be taught some things again. So that's entirely Delhi government's point. But then, yes, we have the liberty to make our own timetable, and that's how, whatever is coming best to our mind, we are doing that, keeping the interest of children into mind, so that they get enough time to prepare, to self-study, and to kind of, get the doubts cleared, to know what they don't know, or what they need to learn again, things like those. Do we have school tomorrow? That is 19th. Ma'am, the date sheet has already been given. Sorry, the timetable has already been given. So you check your roll number and class and section, and follow that to come to school. You need to come to school only when you are supposed to be. Children who come to school out of turn will not be allowed to come to join the school, because in one group, very limited number of children can be present, and hence please look into your schedule very carefully, note it down, and don't miss it. You will not get the turn with some other group. Manas, Narang, why is the school taking pre-board practicals till 20th Feb? We have JEE mains from 23rd Feb. JEE mains are happening 4 times in a year. And so I would suggest that you take your you decide upon your mains accordingly. There is another group of children who are taking JEE mains from 15th to 18th March. So we cannot be catering to each person's requirement. And hence, we are trying to fit into something that suits everybody. Ekamjeet Kapoor, are offline periodic assessments compulsory to give? Um, See, the marks will be counted, as I said earlier. Marks will be considered for your assessments. You give, very good. If you don't give, we will have to wait for the guidelines that what to do in such cases. So, any other question? In case there are more questions, please do so. And in case you have said no for your consent, please, give a letter or write one email to me saying that you have said no, but you want to change it, and tell your class teacher also. Because with no consent, we are not supposed to allow your child to come to school. So you'll have to say yes in your consent in a very official manner through email to the principal and verbal communication to the class teacher over phone. So, Mona ma'am, are there more questions? How can the students who will not come to school give practicals and practice tests? Ma'am, I've already said that maybe the government will come out with some guidelines for those, but definitely we don't have much time in between. And we have been able to fit in with everybody with great difficulty, because we have a lot of children, 381 in class 10th, and similarly for 12th, and making small batches for them and adjusting them was a task. And we will wait for the guidelines from the government to see what can be done. Is it compulsory to bring mobile? I would say, I won't say it is compulsory, but I think it would be nice if your child has his or her own mobile with
Yes,
Arogya
I've posted
Setu.
a few
Number
on the
one,
chat box for you.
um, it is better that the child carries mobile. For any need, the child can contact you, and it's better, I would say. So I'm not saying it's compulsory, but it is better. What if ma'am, the previous question, I think I missed it. What if the child does not have a mobile? What about the Arogya Setu app? You can lend your mobile to your child for a day and put in the Arogya Setu app. It's nice. See, it's not that I'm trying to impose myself or something, but it is something which is advisable and for general safety of each other. So I would suggest that you do that. Will pre-board marks be considered as internal for boards for class 12th? See, those guidelines have yet not come, but then for the internals, the practicals will happen, and accordingly the marks will be given. And the exact guidelines that will pre-board for class 12 have yet not come, but that this has come that proper practicals will happen with an external taking them for the subjects for which external examiner comes, and for other subjects where external examiner does not come, they will be, the usual practice will be followed. Avini, good evening to you. What if child does not, Acha, I've answered that. So any other question? You may type your question in the comment section of YouTube and it will reach me. Ma'am, the tentative dates for the board practicals is from 1st March, but the school has also planned. Yes, because we have to fit in everything into that. We have to fit in JEE mains, we have to fit in pre-boards, and we have also to fit in the final boards. So it's a big window that CBSE has given from 1st March till the last day of the theory exam. I mean, they have taken it or till June, but we would like to finish. We always do so. We will finish it before theory exams begin, so that you are done with it and you can take away your theory exams peacefully. That's a huge window CBSE has given. A certificate required for NDA SSB interview from school. Can I send the application? Ma'am, you can send the email. That's okay. Any other thing? Any other question? Please type on the YouTube comment section. It's only parents and students. We have to be very careful that we are disciplined ourselves and we are not touching things unnecessarily. We are wearing masks and we are wearing gloves if need be, and we don't we keep sanitizing our hands frequently, and we don't eat or drink anything with dirty hands, and physical distancing. This is it, and trust me, we will all be healthy, happy and safe. Please share the email ID of principal. Yes, it is principal@birla.ac.in. Principal@birla.ac.in. It's also there on the school website. You can connect with me through the email ID given at the school website. Lalit Kumar, ma'am, if the schedule could have been postponed a bit. I'm just asking, as cases are already on decline and most probably it would have been more safe. Sir, first of all, the schedule has been given by the DOE and the CBSE. And secondly, trust me, we don't have time. I am taking full 1 month to complete the practical practices. So starting from tomorrow, I think the practicals are going on till 15th or 18th February, because very small batches have to be made. And then after the practicals, class 10th has 3 exams to take. Class 12th has its JEE and in between toys. So trust me, it was really not possible to shift, to alter the dates. This is the best we could do. We spent 1 full day, all of us, that how to make this timetable and how best to go about. Ma'am, Prithvi Parashar, ma'am, will there be online classes for 12 students? Yes. Those students are, now, for example, I have physics tomorrow, or say Mr. Ashish is taking physics tomorrow. So Mr. Ashish will not be taking classes with 11th, and class 12th A, if they have their practicals tomorrow, that particular group will not be allowed to go for, will not be required to go for online classes. For others, the classes will be as usual. So if you are not coming to school for your practicals, follow the normal timetable, and your doubt clearing, revision, everything will happen, and in a smaller batch or with full class, whatever. But yes, parallel timetable for online classes is there. And as I was saying, like Mr. Ashish will know if he has a class with 12A and he's taking a practical here. So 12th A ka physics nahi hoga. So it's like this, but all others will happen. Ma'am, got only half day for PA1. Half day for PA1, it should be more. I'm not able to understand what is half day. Arnav, you'll have to explain it little more. Because I have given these practice these assignments for 1 week or so, and it's every day. It is each. Okay, now I got what you're saying. So what is happening is we are telling you from now. So prepare for it. And secondly, you've already given one exam with full syllabus. So for you, the PA should be kind of, cakewalk. It should be very simple. You've already given one exam with full syllabus. And secondly, in between, one holiday will come when the date sheet comes to you. You will see, because many of you are not taking computer applications, for example. So that will become an off day for you. But prepare for it right from now. And I must tell you, students, in board exams also it happens that there is no gap sometimes. Today it is geography, tomorrow it is political science. Or today it is home science, tomorrow it is geography. So these things happen like this. You've got enough time to study from now, and you've already taken a full syllabus exam. So that's it. Periodic assessments are happening without any gap. Yes, they are happening without any gap. No problem. You've already given one exam. You're ready for it, and you know it from now. So prepare. Um, yes, that is it. Because if we keep giving gaps in between, trust me, in between the exams, there'll not be sufficient gaps, because there are three exams that have to be taken, three sets of exams that have to be taken. And before that, practicals have to be done. And you're all brilliant children. Don't underestimate yourselves. You can do it, and study, prepare for it right from now. As I said, you've already taken one exam with full syllabus. So cool, it's okay. And you're all brilliant. You don't have to get upset because of that. Ma'am, when will the syllabus for these tests be released? Yes, it will be. We are making it, and it will be released very soon. The pre-board will be with full syllabus, and the other two will be with almost 50% of the syllabus. And I think within maybe by Friday, we should be able to release the syllabus. I'll try to release it even before that. When will DOE guidelines come regarding practicals for students who are not coming? I have no clue, ma'am, but I'm sure something they will do, because um, I mean, something, they have to do something. Maybe they give another window or after exams. These are all my loud thinking, but let's see when they give. Because see, practicals have to be done in classes, and internal assessments, everything. It's the board has its recognition based on certain rules, certain factors like exams, practicals, and syllabus, and things like those. And they cannot dilute that, because the session is already on. And like they say, the rules of a game cannot be changed once the game has begun. The international universities recognize CBSE for a certain pattern. And if they change the pattern, the recognition will go away. And hence, it's not really possible for CBSE also to tweak things. they have to do things in the same manner. They were able to cut down the syllabus a bit, they did that. But more than that, it gets difficult for them. Will the practical demonstrated online too for students under containment zones? No, not in during these times. Agampreet Singh, ma'am, we have given 4 online exams and we were told that they would be marked. Knowledge never goes waste, Amanpreet. I'm sure after each exam, you have become smarter and more knowledgeable. So, yes, we did tell you that they would be used for internal assessments because that's how they were, that was the system till now. And we were only telling you what was the system and we were following that. Now, if the new guidelines have come, we have to follow those. Khushi Sachdeva, criteria percentage for stream selection in class 10. It's too early to comment on that. I have no such criteria in my mind for that. Arnav Jha, criteria percentage. There is no such criteria which we have decided as of now. But yes, it is always on merit, only on merit, that is marks. The class 11th stream allocation is done purely on marks, on the merit, and higher on merit get the subjects of their choice. Is it compulsory to attend all 4 sessions of practicals for 12th? See, all 4. Okay, they are the different practicals. Like physics, one is this week. Next will be next to next week, and after that. So similarly, so on each day, 2 practicals would be done. Now, if you don't attend one session, so you'll be missing out on those 2 practicals which are scheduled to be done on that day. So it's going to be like this. So it's for you to decide ki compulsory hai ya nahi hai. But then yes, there are 8 practicals, 2 divided on each day. And the day you miss it, you don't attend, you've missed it. Sia Bhatia, stream selection completely based on, yes, pure. See, we do it on pre-board marks, merit, stream allocation I'm talking of. And then after the board declares its result and the merit changes for some way, then we do consider that. But till now, I've been in the school for 10 years, 9+ years now, and I have not seen the merit changing. Maybe for one odd case, but I have not seen the merit changing in the boards. It's always the same pattern that follows. But yes, sometimes students say I was very good in sports, I was very active, I did this, I did that. I can't consider all those in stream allocation. That is purely on marks obtained by you. Dhruv Gupta, ma'am, will pre-boards be compulsory in school? Can't they be held in online mode? No, the pre-boards will happen in school only. As of now, if some changes come or something, I don't know about that, but I'm talking only what is the situation as of now. Will citation be online? Yes, citation will be online, because for citation, I will not call you all to school, and we'll catch up together some other time after this COVID has gone. Will the pre-board paper format be same? Absolutely. There's no choice. It will be absolutely on the board pattern. So I would only say, students and parents, don't get anxious and be positive, and everything will be all right. All my children are brilliant, and just follow the rules, look after yourself when you're stepping out of the house, and that's it. And don't get nervous because of the fact that I haven't studied the whole year. How will I appear for the exams and all? Even if you have not studied the whole year, you haven't lost the battle. You have enough time now. Study and you'll come out rocking. Your teachers are more than happy to help you at any time of the day and take suggestions from them, do papers, assignments, give them to be checked. They'll be more than happy. Ma'am, any idea when the schools are opening for other classes? I have no clue about that, and we'll have to wait for the government guidelines. Thanks for answering our queries in so calm and composed manner. That's okay. Love you all. And we always stand by each other, help each other. We are here for children and because of children. So they are our, I would say, assets, and we have to look after them and ensure that it's not only that they do well in their board exams, they must do well in life. And it's not only well in life in terms of money, but overall, everything counted into that. Will the school provide sample papers before exams like it did pre-COVID? Certainly, yes. Mathangi, good evening, ma'am. If some child tested positive during exam period, what is the alternate arrangement? Are you, in case you're talking of the board exam, there will be separate rooms for that child. This is what I am thinking. This is what I am thinking. The guidelines will come from the government. But yes, if the government tells us to make separate rooms for each one to write exam, we will do that. And because children are the priority, and um, we cannot let their 1 year go because of anything. But yes, government has to guide us. Ma'am, will we start our new session in school? I didn't understand, Meenu. We will start the new session on time. And Amit Kumar, sincerely appreciate all the efforts done by yourself, teachers and school staff. Thank you so much, Amit. It's all because of the support from the parents and children that we get, that we are able to scale great heights. Thank you so much for your appreciation. Yashovat Binani, ma'am, if and once the COVID situation gets better, the current class 12 should be given. Yes, my dear, why not? You will be given a proper farewell. Anju, my child hasn't been out of home since last 9 months. I'm not very comfortable sending him to school in these times. Please guide. Ma'am, I am in no position to guide you. You have to take your own call. Um, Nursery admissions, Khojika, I am the Delhi government has to guide us for has to instruct that, and we are ready, but then they have to release the dates and other things. Any other question? I think I've answered all the queries. So thank you so much, parents. Thank you so much. And I've tried answering all your queries, and I have told all the safety arrangements that we are making and to ensure that our children remain safe and COVID free. And we pray each moment that this phase passes away and everybody is healthy, happy, and smarter, in the sense that a lot of learnings have happened in this time. And so all of us must be better human beings, and all of us must know how to look after ourselves better, how to look after others, and um, ultimately it's the nature which is important, which takes charge at the end of the day. And we should save money, we should not waste money, we should have things only as much as we need. So these little things we have learned, and we have also learned to look after ourselves and how family is important to us, because at the end of it, it is only our family which stays with us. So with this note, I would end my orientation and wish you all the very best in all your future endeavors. Love you all. Stay safe. Take care. Thank you. Hope no issue of attendance. I don't think so that attendance will be an issue, but yes, again, I would say that the guidelines are yet to come by the government, but we have kept our attendance record very religiously, and we will follow the guidelines. But yes, some tweaking would be done, but it's not that child has not attended classes, yeah, 10%, 15, 20, 25% attendance. But let's wait for the guidelines to come. We have all our attendance in place. Thank you so much, all of you. Take care.